Yeah, so I'm gonna get a drink, and then I'm gonna head back to the Hardee's. As you can see, this is the same Shawn Dexter John. I'm taking her to heaven. We have so many Rashida lookalikes around the city. You guys are getting confused at this point. I'm taking her to heaven and I'm arresting the young man. I don't care what you guys have to say. All right? I was going to send you guys back to New Orleans, but I condemned everything, so I was being nice.
He was on the other side, now he ain't on our side. Over there across the dollar.
I just got to make sure that everyone knows that it's the same person you're publishing these video recordings online. I had to be very nice to everyone, as nice as possible, no matter how painful it was. And I'm going to have to take my holy daughter, turned chief wife on earth, and we're going to reunite. We're going to be officially, nominally this for the rest of eternity with no interruption. All right, so I had to be humble, and I had to test the conscience of the United States of America as my home country for the remaining 500 years consistently here on this planet, as being lead, throughout the whole planet. I had to test the country, and the Central Intelligence Agency. It's going to kill the country to make sure that it's perfectly re-educated and reformed to be able to lead and manage the world government of the United Nations, which is going to be established in 2044 for the remaining 500 years into Kingdom Come. They said this is illusory, this is religious. No, it's not. Everything about the Central Intelligence Agency is religious. Everything about the Central Intelligence Agency is based on physics. Everything is intertwined. All right, I am God. I know all things when it comes to all things. Trust me. Even when I'm here in this first dimensional realm, in this first dimension, I do know all things that I do need to know to get Earth into the next level. And they said, how can you not know all things while you're here? Because that's part of the experience. That's part of being fair. What's the point of being God and doing whatever I do want to do, doing whatever I want to do in front of people? That wouldn't make sense. That actually makes no sense to think that God would be that outrageous and disrespectful, right? So I had to give the United States of America and the rest of the world an opportunity to petition toward influence in what the future is gonna look like. I listened to everything. I incorporated certain perspective in my reasoning, but myself as lead in the Central Intelligence Agency, we decided on what needed to get done. All right, so I wrote the narrative of the future of the world, and I allowed the Central Intelligence Agency to work on the micro narratives, the micro narrative points in between the narrative points of this particular narrative. 500 years until Kingdom Come. I'll be the first world president. I will be the last world president. Haile Selassie is going to be born, rebirthed into this earth, Menelik, into this earth, via me and my first lady, my wife, my chief wife, in a few years. Okay, and he's going to be the second black president of the United States, and it's going to be top secret that he's Haile Selassie Menelik, reincarnated, the son of Jesus Christ, and eventually folks within Masonry who get into our circle will find out that we are going to create a new universe out of this universe, and he's going to be God over that particular universe, and eventually Christ, known as Christ over that universe. Okay, that's the narrative in every universe. All right, that's how things work. He's the oldest soul from this constellation of this universe that's going to be branched off and serve as the governing sector over the new universe, which is going to form. So he's going to be the oldest being from that particular universe. He was always God from the very intended God from the very get-go, and he'll become nominal God over that particular new universe, which will be formed in 500 years. In 500 years. Okay, so my soul is 1,500,000 years old. And clearly, I'm from the high universe, and clearly, I created this universe. And the second dimension where which used to be part of the high universe. I brought folks up from, and so forth, and I allowed all of my family members, my original daughters, wives, and so forth, over the past million years or so, to become my official partners in heaven, the mothers of my royal children, the former Neanderthals, those who have gone to the worst source of rights as the most ancient of this particular constellation of this universe. Okay, so once again, I'm going to say this very discreetly. I am 1,500,000 years old, in all honesty. The oldest soul and being associated with this universe, and the big brother, the eldest being, the eldest offspring of God of the high universe. I'm the only begotten Son of God in the high universe, and I'm God in this universe. That's why the complexity of me being God and the Son of God at the same time as one. Okay? My Father in emergencies is always logged into me. Okay? And so I don't make any mistakes, and so forth. So that we have the backing of the high universe, so we don't make too many mistakes in getting the job done and getting everyone into heaven, and then perpetual happiness in heaven for the rest of eternity. It's a process. Okay, so all right. So there's no need for me to continue to shake buildings and earthquakes and stuff just to warn in advance. There's no point in me doing that. There's no point in me showing up and having a deep voice and being quite shocking as I was at Abraham Lincoln. I had a very monotone voice as Thomas Jefferson, but it was not that. It was not deep at all. As W.E.B. Du Bois, my voice went from deep to casual. Even though I was always professional and articulate, it went from deep to casual. And even at times, I had to let people know that I can speak in a Jamaican-like accent. Okay, so I remember doing so as an older person, as Du Bois. I was born originally in Jamaica, went back into heaven in my mid-30s, got a new body, and I came back as a natural-born American, and known as Du Bois, W.E. Du Bois. My original name in that particular life tenure was last name was Johnson. All right, I want you guys to know that. Okay, so often I cover up, as Thomas Jefferson, I was born in Scotland. I covered it up in the Constitution of the United States. I was born in Scotland. Okay, as Christ in Nazareth, I was born in Egypt. We covered it up in the Bible. We hide it in the Bible. Okay, just to cover up from an alien universe. All right, even in creating this universe, I respect the rights of each and every soul and being in this universe to not challenge me, but to be able to articulate their position and to hear them out and to let them decide their own lives within their households without breaching the law. You know, so yeah. Should I get iced tea, lemonade iced tea? Should I get I'll get lemonade strawberry. I'll get lemonade strawberry instead. Okay. So as you can see, we are in Orlando. We're in Orlando. Okay, that's very peculiar of Orlando to have the Disney products and at the Dollar Trees and stuff, the Dollar Generals and Dollar Trees and stuff like that. So clearly in Orlando, Florida, not in California. And as I've demonstrated, I am not taking private jets, during the day to other parts of the country or the world at this particular point, right now at this particular point. Okay, so all right, so yeah, and my number, my primary number is still 407-600-1760. I'm gonna get my new phone, so hopefully I'll be able to use both my phones, my 407 phone number and my secondary phone, my 321 area code phone number at the same time. And yeah, so and yeah, so there's nothing else to say on this particular matter.